everybody, and of course, welcome to Nice and Relaxing Show Extra. I would have a logo, but of course, the logo hasn't been set up for the Nice and Relaxing Show Extra, which is what you're seeing right up on the screen right now, which is why I didn't put the logo as Nice and Relaxing Show as a logo, because that is a totally separate show altogether. I'll leave that to Giuliani Buzzbuzz, who will return soon. So we'll do some word for today, and we'll be talking about learning to ask for what you want, and we'll play some music in the background as we go along. We'll do some improvised music, some out of copyright music, and so on. And you'll see my face in just a little bit. Okay, very good evening to everyone here. It is Thursday, the 28th of August 2025, and welcome along. It is Nick C here on an audio sense here. It's slightly more different to see my face, but actually it's time to change my face. Well, actually, I won't change my face or my looks or anything like that, but instead, of course, I'll flick the camera over to me here. Just bear with me. I'm just going to put it onto sort of studio mode here. Let's see. The camera, of course, on the previous picture is a little bit on the wonky side, so I can only apologise about that. That's why I haven't got it up at the moment. I've actually got a teddy bear in the background. I'm going to try and get the keyboard in at the same time, so you can see everything in full effect as best as we are able to. But you got the microphone that you'll see as well. So are you ready to see me? Yes, I think some of you are waiting to see the moment of truth. Here we go. Let's do it now. There we go. Of course. Hello to you all. Very good evening to you all. And I hope that we can get some people talking tonight here. Maybe be a number one fan here. And, ask some questions along the way if you want to. Or if you prefer to just listen. If you're watching on replay, we always appreciate it. You know that. And, I've just been a little bit confident on the note of watching another YouTube channel that I dearly like, presenting wise. Not only that, to find out a little bit what, of course, the mainstream media are not saying, that kind of thing. So I thought I'd put a different background here rather than just saying Nice and Relaxing Show alone. I will bring that back, but I just need to do a logo with that, and with just saying extra on the bottom. And of course, the start logo, which you saw a minute ago, is just a rough idea. Okay, just to let everyone know. So, a massive hello to anyone. And, of course, let's see how many people are going to be tuning in this evening. Whether you're watching live or, of course, in sort of replay mode. It takes a while for this stream to upload. So, I'm only able to do highlights for the TikTok channel. If you're watching on TikTok, massive hello to you, by the way. So I will mention TikTok again, and I will share this live stream wherever possible so that people can actually see me live. There you go. I thought I'd do a nice little background of a seaside of a Great Yarmouth, in actual fact. And by the way, I just want to mention about the new groups that have been launched today as of the 28th of August 2025 here on a Thursday. I just launched them today as now, or as of now. And if you're watching on the captions, hello captions, otherwise known as subtitles, and you could be watching them on the replay. You can turn them on or off at any time at the bottom of the screen here. YouTube have got that facility. If you can't understand any word I've said, but most people can through the sound system, but of course you may have a hearing problem that you're not able to understand, or you just want the subtitles on anyway. But yeah, the new groups as of follows is, and they are, East Anglia Uncensored, spelt with a C not an S, as I tried to explain earlier on the lives, but I've taken all the lives down because I said the wrong date. Apparently I said Thursday the 30th of August. Nobody actually pointed that out, but never mind about that. But also Havel UK Uncensored and Havel UK Uncensored. All of them uncensored, so that means you get both sides of the points of views and not a two-tier justice. Hopefully most people will understand what I'm talking about here. And yeah, I changed it from the original names of We Love East Anglia, We Love Haverhill, and We Love Cambridge UK. The actual rebrands actually launch as of today. I've got actually past groups on there. I think We Love Cambridge, or actually Cambridge Uncensored, was formerly Luma's platform, and we did have once Exploring Places. We might return to them in the future, but for now we're just leaving everything as it is. We always put a history of what we previously had, because we do change a lot of things, apart from my stage name, which is Nick C. And of course, yeah, I'm the founder and host of Touring with Nick C, which all of these groups are affiliated with. We're also on X, formerly known as Twitter. We're also on TikTok, and we have another group which is called Nick C and Blondie's Adventures, formerly known as Martha's Adventures, alongside Nick C. But anyway, let's brush that aside. We'll play you some music here, and let's get prepared here. Very soon we'll do the UCB, which is United Christian Broadcasters, word for today, based in Stoke-on-Trent, who actually is the team Stoke that beat Southampton at St Mary's on the first game of the Championship at home, 2-1 in the end. But of course we'll forget about that one in a hurry if we can. But we'll try and do a beat here. Let's have a bit of samba, eh? Alright, okay, you can dance, whatever you like to do. I'm doing improvised music. And some tunes that you might recognise which are out of copyright. was just absolutely brilliant here. I'll try not to say wow too much often. But yeah, let's see if we can get some comments at least. And I will give you a shout out in that favour if you do be the first commenter of the live. Please do comment if you are watching on the replay. We'd really do appreciate that. It's very, very quiet on the chat tonight. It has been quiet on the live for absolutely a long time. But of course, we love you to support the channel here. We haven't even got our mods on. I don't know where they've disappeared to. They seem to have disappeared, or they're busy, or whatever. But of course, I do hope that people are able to watch us on the replay as well. Oh, by the way, of course, I've got a little soft toy here. I don't know if that's going to make any fame here. It's called I Love You on it. It was sent to me by my parent GF. I don't want to say FRIEND, but of course, yeah, I'm going to say it right this time. Yeah, it was given to me yesterday by my GF. Anyway, of course, that is the case. Looks like he's not facing the music here. There you go. So that is just something in the background that, of course, supports me along the way. Isn't that just a nice thing? But yeah, how many people have actually watched in? I don't know how many. At least one view has come in, but 19 seconds. Wow. Yeah, it's been very thin on the ice tonight, but I don't know why that is. It's maybe because we're not actually promoting it or something like that. Scheduling it, I don't know what it is. We've got 1.13k subscribers, and not one of you are watching, which is quite surprising. But there you go. You can have a lot of subscribers but still get no one watching, which is quite remarkable. But of course it can work the other way. You can get a lot of views but no subscribers. So yeah, it is just a strange scenario. We have been on TikTok quite a lot of times, but my coins are banned at the moment because apparently you're not allowed to mention them. But the problem is, if you don't mention them, how can TikTok make the money? Exactly. So you've got to promote it somehow. We don't force it out. I don't think we were forcing it out, but somebody obviously reported us. But anyway, we won't go into the intimate details of that. Yeah, let's go on and maybe promote it on the Touring with Nick C page. And it is nice and relaxing show extra, okay? We will take a break in just a minute, but of course, yeah, maybe it's because they don't like to see the seaside. They like to see the show logo. I don't know, but we'll try and rectify that later on. We like to try and do something a little bit different each time I do the show. And it is with Nick C, by the way, just in case you are wondering. So come and say hello, and come and support us in any way, shape or form, if you can. Let's promote it to some groups that are actually going to see us. So, yeah. Maybe we'll put it onto a post like this. I don't know if... there you go. Right, there you go. Let's hope it's not censored, kind of organisers there. See what that has. Able UK musicians. I presume you're in a... Well, I'm not an actual museum. I'm a one-time occasional player, but of course it counts as music, just to get the flaming thing out. But anyway, of course, yeah, I don't want to sound like, of course, Alf out of Home and Away. Let's move on from that very swiftly. This is Poppy in the background here. That's Poppy there. It is a she, by the way, and that's the name of that teddy in the background. I'll probably test you on that later on. So we played you a bit of Chopsticks, the Chinese Chopsticks, that of course most people would know. But I don't know who it's by. That's the problem. I do not know who it's by. But yeah, we're going to go and do a tango now. If you fancy dancing like a tango, Um, yeah, Tango, not Tambo. Yeah, that was my very first fizzy drink, to be honest with you, out there. And now I'm going to play some music in the background of that. And by the way, the previous music alongside Chopsticks was in actual fact improvised music. So, Tango is also going to be a little bit of improvised music and some of copyright music. Some really chill stuff. Hopefully, you'll enjoy. Okay, everybody, it's now time to do the word for today as we mix straight into what we will call quick step. I believe it's got an element of jazz in it. So, in this subject, first of all, we'll have another one after this in a few songs' time, maybe. Learn to ask for what you want. You do not have to because you do not ask. So I'll repeat that once more. You do not have because you do not ask. Some people know what they want and have the bravery to ask for it. Others know what they don't want and have developed the ability of saying it in a way that doesn't quite or create hostility. If you do not practice asking for what you desire, you will live in frustration. You may also become resentful that people don't detect your needs or desires without you informing them. Some people let others violate their boundaries while they suffer in silence, instead of asking for a change in behaviour. Asking for what you want may be the hardest in a work environment. Never assume that your welfare is topmost in your boss's mind. This is not a charge against them, but an acknowledgement that they're probably occupied with their own issues. For example, if you're a salaried employee and have been steadily working lots of hours of unpaid overtime, try asking for a special bonus for some of the amount it would have cost the company if they had paid you for the time. Offer a well thought out analyst or ask for some time off equal to a portion, equal to a portion of what the hours would convert into a number of days. Of course, pray and believe God for favour before you ask. And if that fails, keep being excellent at your work and start thinking on plan B for your career. A businessman writes, one of the most unique attributes that God has given to us is the ability to communicate. We do not have to stress out wishing or hoping that someone will read our minds when we could just ask for what we want. That's learn to ask for what you want. You do not have because you do not ask. We'll read you the next one very soon. And this one's quite an important one next. Be there when you're needed. We'll do that in just a few songs' time. So please do stay with the one you're on. Do not touch that dial. Yeah, if you ever heard that one. Of course, I was playing. No, not quite that. Something on the lines of that. It was just amazing to hear that, wasn't it? So yeah, I really enjoyed playing it at that moment or time. I thought it was quite a enjoyable one to actually hear. So if you are interested in submitting a song request of anything that is out of copyright, then I'll try and do my almost best to play it for you. So, of course, if you're watching on TikTok, a massive hello to you, and you are watching the highlights, I'm afraid, because of maybe possible kind of, I would say, it's difficult to say. The reason why it's chopped into bits, it's because of possible copyright, which we hope isn't the case in this sort of live stream here, although we are playing sort of improvised music as we go along. Let's hope nothing is copyright in this program. Okay, everybody. Right, we're now going to go on to the next bit here. We will change the key along the way. So this is the UCB word for today here. Be there when you're needed. It's quite a good subject to talk about. So if you can hear my voice now, bear one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Christ. Generally speaking, when you're young, healthy, yeah, got that? Capable and socially involved, we can go where we want to and do as we please. As the saying goes, the world is our oyster. It seldom occurs us that we're surrounded by those who, because of age, disability, illness, or social and physical isolation, can no longer enjoy the same benefits we do. They depend on the compassion and care of others who meet their most basic daily needs. Sadly, our self-focused, young-oriented culture often ignores and marginalizes such people. Marginalizes such people, that is. In essence, let's put this in easy for you to understand. Relegating them to the scrap heap of life. Their intrinsic worth is discounted, and their contribution to the society is largely forgotten. This is certainly not God's way of doing things. Paul tells us to bear one another's burdens, so fulfill the law of Christ. No, it's not a suggestion. It's by law, or by a law, a divine directive in which we are all expected to participate. Against the backdrop of the final judgment, his law of love is illustrated in Matthew 25, 31 to 46. To the sheep he said, I was hungry, thirsty, a stranger, naked, sick, in prison, and you meet my need. Every act of compassion you do for anyone is recorded to your credit as having done it for me. To the goats, he said, I was hungry, thirsty, a stranger, naked, sick, in prison, and you ignored my needs. Every time you failed to show anyone compassion, it's recorded as your failure to care for my needs. The message is loud and clear. If you truly want to love and follow Jesus, you must intentionally show your love for others in practical ways. In other words, be there when you're needed. We will do 2 more before we go, and that will just about seal the show in completion. Alright, okay, we will do some more kind of music there, and yeah, just basically, of course, be there when you're needed is what we talked about. Bear one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Christ. Okay, and of course, learn to ask for what you want is the previous subject. Okay, the next one is coming up. It'll be an interesting one. Get back up and keep going. Number 1, and there's another part to that. Number 2 also on the way as well. It'll be very interesting to hear the story of that. So yeah, we should continue on that one. Nice and relaxing show. Extra here, we might actually do it without the music here, so you can actually hear my voice as I speak. So yeah, if you're watching on replay, massive hello to you as per usual, and we'll see what time it is on the show already. Oh, we've been going for 39 minutes, which is great. So if you're watching on replay, we always appreciate it, you know that, and let's hope we can get some interest on other platforms as well as this one. So the next one coming up is Get Back Up and Keep Going, number 1, and Get Up and Keep Going, part number 2 will follow. So yeah, we'll try and do another beat now, and it's called English, or ENG waltz, as everybody's been talking about flags being taken down of the English flag. Wow, that was just amazing. I keep saying wow, but of course it was sensational listening to that in my headphones as well as playing it at the same time. We hope you also enjoyed it as well. Of course, before I get any cramp whatsoever, let me just stand up for a second here because sitting down too long and can be a little bit on the edgy side there. So that's a little bit better. I think, of course, Poppy in the background enjoyed that immensely there. So, of course, I'm going to read to you like a story here, and this is going to be like the break, if you like, in between. So I will put it back to the show logo. There you go, and it's up there on the screen. It says "Nice and Relaxing Show Extra," but of course, I forgot to mention with Nick C. But it's only a temporary logo that I've just added on OBS Studio. But anyway, of course, yeah. As I'm talking now, it's now time to reflect and listen to the United Christian Broadcasters UCB word for today. After the show, I'm going to have a well-earned cup of tea and just relax for a little bit here. I've had quite a lot of coffee all night, so I might actually have a cup of tea for a change. But yeah. But I think I'm running out of milk. Mum's the word on that one. But anyway, of course, we should continue. This one is part number 1 of Get Back Up and Keep Going. So if you like your storytelling, then sit back and listen to this. It's not just about the music, by the way. So, I'm doing this without the music. When we get knocked down, but we get up again and keep going. A bit like that Tub Thumpings tune, isn't it? You know, I get knocked down, but we get up again, and so on. Right. Researchers at the University of Pennsylvania tell us that a key predator of success isn't talent. So a key predator of success isn't actually talent. Title, wealth, or good looks. That also isn't talent either. It's the ability to work hard for a prolonged period of time towards a focused goal, to keep moving towards or forward, despite challenges, obstacles, and failures. And this is what Paul had to say, and he writes, "We are pressed on every side of troubles, or by troubles, but not crushed and broken. We are perplexed because we don't know why things happen as they do. But we don't give up and quit. We are hunting down, but God never abandons us. We get knocked down, but we get up again and keep going. Here are some famous people who get knocked down but kept going. A memo issued after Fred Astaire's first screen test. Can't act, slightly bold, can dance a little. Walt Disney was fired by a newspaper editor for lack of ideas. He also went bankrupt several times before he built up Disneyland. Albert Einstein didn't speak until he was 4, and he didn't write until he was 7. His teacher described him as mentally slow. So his teacher described him as mentally slow, unsociable, and adrift forever in foolish dreams. F.W. Woolworth's employers at the dry goods store said he hadn't enough sense to wait on customers. Winston Churchill failed at junior school. He didn't become Prime Minister of Great Britain until he was 66, after a time of defeats and setbacks. He made his greatest contribution as a senior citizen. Abraham Lincoln once said, "Bear in mind that your own resolution to succeed is more important than any other. So when life knocks you down, get back and keep going." That's get back up and keep going part number 1 finished. We now go on to Get Back Up and Keep Going, number 2. Though I have fallen, I will rise. One author writes, grit as passion and perseverance for long-term goals. It's a marathon, not a sprint. You're not just running, but getting hit along the way. Grit keeps you moving forward through the sting of rejection, pain of failure, and struggle with adversity. When life knocks you down, you may want to stay down and give up. But grit won't let you quit. True grit starts with knowing what you truly want. When you know what you want and you can see it, you'll work hard and persevere to achieve it. True grit is also driven by clarity of mind, purpose, passion, optimism. Sorry, I didn't say that right. Optimism, faith, love, hope, and quite honestly, stubbornness. Knowing your why, refusing to give up, ignoring the critics, believing the possible, loving what you do, and showing up day in and day out keeps you on the path towards your vision. There is something inside each of us that wants to feel worthy and be someone of value. The truth is, not everyone will share your vision and believe in your project. But always remember that the circumstances around you and the opinions of others don't create or define you. Life is never created from the outside in. You create life from the inside out. The grit and spirit you possess on the inside will create the life you experience on the outside. If you have a vision, keep it alive. Remember your purpose. Show up every day and do the work. John Quincy Adams said patience and perseverance have a magical effect before which difficulties disappear. So stay on course and keep moving forwards and you will exceed. Well, succeed is the word. So, of course, I'll repeat that once more for those who didn't hear that very well. So stay on course and keep moving forwards and then you will succeed. According to this, get back up and keep going. Though I have fallen, I will rise. And that's the end of the Get Back Up and Keep Going part number 2. Thank you very much indeed for listening to that without the music. We will now find some more music. So bear with me here. So yeah, we've got at least 4 or so minutes left of the show already. I'll have to go back to my picture now. So yeah, we have had some fantastic views. Thank you very much for those that have, of course, watched in live as we've been going. So let's have a bit of reggae for a change, shall we? I think we will. And that's what we'll probably end up with today. Thank you very much indeed for watching. My tongue is very, very tired, so of course I need to take some well-earned break here. I can't do any more than just an hour, which is about enough for me. But thank you very much for watching and listening. Hopefully you have been listening. Thursday, the 28th of August, 2025. And we hope to carry on fighting the community for you, wherever you may be. And I've just about got that in before, of course, I get cut off. So let's have some reggae music with some background music as well. Well, basically, some made-up tunes and some tunes that you might know. Wherever you may be, have yourself a truly and deeply wonderful time. For me, Nick, it is truly and deeply end of story. I'm out of here for now. And we'll be back before you can say the words. Are you back already?